Ready? Chapter 41. Strings. Keon looked terrified at Aino. This was not the woman he knew. She would never say yes to such a thing. She didn't want to be a god. She just wanted her blood back. That was all. She didn't want to fight. She didn't want war. All she wanted was to take back what was hers. He had to do something. He had to reach her somehow. This is wrong! Keon felt his body move before his mind could stop him. Instinctively he put his hand on Aino's chest. He needed to be as close to her heart as possible. Slowly he felt his hand blend into her skin. Her chest was opening up for him. His hand dug deeper towards her heart until he could feel her heartbeat in his hand. As if frozen he stood there. He could feel her closer than he ever had before. Her own feelings were almost gone, but they were still there, somewhere. Her fear, her pain, the little resistance she had left in her was there, hidden in her heart. Please stop, Aino. This isn't you. You do not belong to anyone else. Their will, their thoughts, they're not yours. They have no right to make your decisions for you. It's your life. You don't have to do anything they say. Remember why you came here. Remember what you waited 30 years for. Your blood, your rules. Feel me instead. Shut them out. I'm here for you. They are here for their own self-gratification. They want you for your power. They're using you. You owe them nothing. Their admiration for you is hollow. Cut them off. Shut them out. Show them who's really in charge, Keon said, keeping his eyes steadily focused on her. She lifted her head and looked into his eyes. He could see a small spark ignite in her eyes as he felt her emotions take charge once more. Thank you, she said, as a weak smile started to form on her face. Keon pulled out his hand and felt her chest close up after it. He nodded at her. Aino looked at the bowing crowd and put her hands on the heads of the two generals in front. Niila and Ayla, it's been a good run, but it's time for me to take back what is mine, she said in one breath as her blood flowed back into her from the twins. Suddenly she felt more alive than she had done for the past 30 years. They'd still kept quite a lot of her blood in themselves, and now it was hers again. The generals sat there in shock on the ground. What had she just done to them? Aino took a step forward. She wouldn't be fully recovered until she had taken back all her blood, but now she could at least move without fainting. She walked between the twins into the sea of red cloaks. The generals looked at each other, then they looked up at Keon. You, Ayla pointed at him. This is all your fault. You twisted her mind. You are not worthy. She turned her head towards her lieutenant general. Here is your chance, Yua. If you want to make up for your previous failures, then drain him. Kill him. Yua stared at his general. She wanted him to kill Keon. He looked around at the other officers. No one said anything. No one did anything. No one spoke up at all. He looked at Keon. What had he done? Nothing. He had always stood by Aino. If she wanted her blood back, who were they to stand in her way? It was never theirs to begin with. He looked at his hands. He was not about to kill an innocent person. No, he said loud enough for everyone to hear. Ayla stared furiously at her 3-star general. He dared to defy her orders. Again? I'll do it, Lia said, delighted. Keon hadn't seen her come up, but now she stood there, facing him. Don't touch him, Yua said angrily as he moved towards her. However, before I'd even come close enough to grab her, Niila and Ayla had pushed him down and pinned him to the ground. He tried to fight them off, but there was 2 of them and only 1 of him. He couldn't free himself. Drain him, Lia. Drain him of every last drop, Ayla said to her second lieutenant. As soon as Aino heard Juha's voice, she knew something was wrong. Then she saw it in the corner of her eye, the Lieutenant General pinned to the ground and Leah grabbing Keon's throat. She turned around. Enough! Everything froze. Leah was holding Keon by the throat, but nothing was happening. She couldn't move. None of the mages could move. What are you all doing? Stop her! Nila yelled loudly. They can't do anything, Nila. I'm controlling every single one of them. Aino cracked her neck. Now, if you would all please take each other's hands. It's so much easier to do this if I have a direct link to everyone. The mage's hands were forced together by Aino's command. She put her hands on the faces of the two closest to her and felt her blood flow back into her bloodstream. Her life was returning. Her life force was coming back. You've always had your strings attached to me. You just never noticed. Now I'm cutting them off. You are no longer my mages, she said and smiled. She was finally free. Aino knew she had to act fast. She had to get Keon out of there before anyone decided to oppose her. Her blood wasn't in them anymore. Leah felt her creator's hand close up around the back of her neck. The blood she had once borrowed was now being returned to its original owner. At the same time, Keon felt the grip loosen around his throat. Aino was in control. He bent forward, trying his best to breathe normally. Leah had almost choked the life out of him. Don't do this! He needs to be punished for all he has done, Leah pleaded with her creator. Your punishment is unfit for the crime, Aino responded coldly. Then what do I do to remove the pain? You are the almighty god. If anyone has an answer, it's you, the second lieutenant cried out in frustration, trying to hold back her tears. I'm not a god. If you want answers, go find them yourself. Aino had enough of her. She turned to Keon, but he seemed to have a hard time standing upright. Seems like it's my turn to carry you now, Aino said as she turned her back towards him. As he climbed up, she looked towards Juha. He was still pinned to the ground. She was never going to forget what he did for her and Keon. She hadn't expected anyone to stand up for them, but he had. As she ran away with Keon on her back, she looked back. No one was following her. The mages were all still in shock. Nothing had gone as planned for them, but Aino had gotten her blood back. She could finally be a normal human being again. Oh well, as normal as one can be with godlike powers. Most important, however, was that she could run again. She sure had missed it. You're a fast runner, but not as fast as me, Keon commented as he was starting to feel better. Oh yeah? Want to compete later? She asked him. Sure thing, he answered, resting his head on her shoulder.